Hi guys, now this is going to be a tutorial building the Lisa Star 3. Now there's two versions of this, there's a 3A and a 3B, but basically the 3 series is made from, the face is made from an ACM, an aluminium material. Which gives you better reflection when you put the pixels through the face. Now you'll notice this version has a cutout in the centre of it. We call that the insert, or the rose. And what that does is it allows for pixels to go through the face and for modules to be fitted in the back to give you two different effects, so a glow effect and a LED effect. So, like I said, there's a couple of versions. There's the version with 30 pixels through the face, and then there's another version, even though this one's in Corflute, but it'd be the same, it'd be manufactured from ACM, but with only 20 pixels. You can see there's one in between each one, pixel wise. Now we can make them in Corflute, and you'll obviously order that when you go to our website. But for the sake of this tutorial, we'll make this one here, and they're all made the same way because they're all the same, basically the same shape, and they're all the same as the original Lisa Star, which, you know, depending on which version you want, they're all the same shape and fabrication is all the same. So, to start off with, you'll get your face in one piece. This won't be folded in any way, obviously, like the Corflute ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually, before we do that, it's similar tools to what you needed before. You need knife. No, you won't need clear tape. You'll need a knife. You'll need masking tape with a dispenser, which is handy. Phillips head screwdriver, hot glue gun, drill with the 3mm drill bit, and a pencil and some sandpaper. Sandpaper's handy. Pencil to mark when you fit the fixing screws. That's all listed on the instructions. So, lay your face down, blue dot facing you, and you'll get your F sides of the star, and the F ribs. And if you've looked at our other videos, you'll know what these are for, but they'll be in packets. So, you get the F sides. We'll start with the blue dot. I tend to start where the blue dot starts, and again, this is similar to what we've done in the past. It'll actually fit, and it's slightly longer, so you'll actually trim that off after you've stuck it down. So you can stick either both down at once, or you can just stick one. I tend to do both because, you know, I'm used to doing it. So we'll just glue here, run a line of glue along there, and a line along here. Don't know what that is. Just pick that off. Okay. So, line them up in the corner, stick them down. It does stick quite well to the ACM. So stick that down there like that. Okay. You can see that one's a little longer. So what you'll need to do is trim that off, and it's just a matter of checking the second one, working out how much you need off. I tend to just do a little bit at a time. Now you can cut onto the face of this, that won't damage the face of the ACM. So it's just a matter of trial and error. You'll see how much you need once you stick that on. Once you see that you've got it to the right spot, as you can see there. Stick them down. Again, if you want, you can either stick one at a time, like this. So run one line of glue along one side. Don't know what's coming out of that glue gun, but it doesn't matter. And maybe run along the edge. So stick him in there, like that. And just use the use that to give yourself a guide. Of course, it's come unstuck. Oh, I haven't glued that one. All right. So again, you can see you can stick one side at a time. let's just go back and redo this one because I didn't do it. So you can run a bit of glue along there. Run some in the centre of the corner of the joint if you want to. Stick him back down. So you can see there I've got the edge stuck down. You can stick a bit of masking tape if you want to just hold that in position. It's probably a good idea to do that. Just to hold that in position so you got a bit more play with it when you go to stick. So a bit of glue in the corner. Down the side there. So stick them down like that. Made a bit of a mess there, doesn't matter. A bit of masking tape and that'll hold it in position. That off. So you can see that'll hold that in position. So you can see that's actually forming this arc quite nicely. So we'll just go through and do all these quickly. Trim that off there. A bit more. If you do one flute at a time, you won't get yourself cut short. You'll probably find there's an extra one in there, so if you do make a mistake with one, you've got the opportunity to redo that one. I'm getting very messy today, but doesn't matter. In the corner. I'll try and be as quick as this as possible. Again, masking tape. In the corner. You can see there I'm sticking down. You can see it's coming along quite nicely. Let's trim this guy off so you can see where you want to go there. So you can see, keep forgetting the corner. It does help to put some in the corner, so I suggest that you do that. And down. The masking tape does help, so I suggest that you stick that down. It just holds it, gives it a little bit of extra strength while the glue's going off. You can be a little bit more rough with it. So another one in the corner there, down here. Now obviously you'll probably take a little bit more time than I am. I'm sort of rushing through it a bit just to get through the process, but so again, just cut off what you don't want there. Just trim it off neatly. And the last one will be here. So okay. Just trim them off neatly there. Stick him in the corner and down the edge. This last one you'll have to jiggle around a bit because if you want, which I forgot to tell you, you can actually stick a bit of tape in the corners there too just to hold them together. I didn't do that, but this one here we trim off here. See, it's reasonably easy. My blade's come out. So I need to trim off a bit more. Let me just get another knife. So I need to trim off just one more there. That'll give me my size. Yep, that's good. So run the glue in there, down the corner. Maybe one in the corner there. Oh, well, you've got it on the side. No, we'll put it on this side here. Just one in there. Just to hold them together. There. Now, okay, there's your start. It's pretty well built. Pretty easy to do. And you'll get a nice even shape. You can see the shape is quite nice there around the edge. That's the basis of your start. Now, what I did do in incorrect order is probably I should have stuck the insert in first. And the instructions will say that. I mean, it's just easier to do, but you can do it. If you do happen to get out of sequence, you can do it. So you'll see in there, there's double-sided tape around this edge. So what you do is basically peel off the double-sided tape. So you can see what's happening here. All along that edge there is where that insert is going to go. Now that insert is this insert here. You're going to get it in a plastic packet. It's going to say insert, and it'll be in with the R back, but that goes a bit later. So take the insert out. You'll see the insert has some film on one side. It's actually a Perspex piece. So after you've peeled all the, I'll do this standing up here. After you've peeled all the double-sided tape off, so this is why I should have done this before I put the sides on. It would have been easy to do, my mistake, but that's okay for the sake of this tutorial. I might redo a tutorial later. But once you've peeled all that off, and it's going to be a bit hard to do, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to get that A and line it up with that A there. You see the A there and A there? And you're going to sit it down, and it's going to sit inside that black line. So what's going to happen is we're going to stick that down inside the black line there. Just give it a bit of a press so you can see the A lines up with the A inside the black line, and you'll have that nice clear, that frosted finish on the front of it. Now what's going to happen is when it illuminates, that's going to illuminate separately with modules as opposed to this one here, so it gives you the two different effects. So once that's pressed down, and this is the other reason why you should have done this first, is you can then go along and run a bit of glue just in some spots, just to hold it in position. So it would have been easier to do if I'd have done this first, my mistake. But that's okay. For the sake of this, we'll be able to just put a couple of bits of glue there, just on the edges, just to hold it in position, because the tape is only there just to hold it while the glue goes off. So you can see I've just run a few bits of glue around the edges there. If the sides were off, you would run glue all the way around just to hold it in a bit firmer. So there's the basis of the front of your star. So you've got the face made, you've got the insert in, and you've got your sides on. Now the next thing you'll do, similar to all the other stars, is put the ribs in. Now the ribs go in the corners here to hold the whole thing together so that it doesn't come off so the sides don't come off the face. So again, I've found that the easiest way to do this is to run the glue along there, like that, and then press. You can see what I'm doing there. You can press that into the corner there, the V shape. It's in position easily. Put another glue stick in. We'll do the next one. I'm hoping you can see that. So again, it'll only fold one way. Press him in. Press him in there. Because you've glued the sides already, they should not move. They should stay in there quite neatly. That's just going to give you a little bit of extra strength. And then we'll do the third one. Alright. Press him in. Doesn't take long. And they don't get in the way of anything. It gives you plenty of room for the pixels. Fourth one. Bit of glue. Some of these you might find you might have to just snap them slightly just to break the like this one's, just to break it a little bit. So that's in there. And then the fifth one. There's your fifth one. Glue them in like that. Alright. So that's giving you the extra strength that you need just to hold the sides to the face. So that's just clean this off a bit here. Okay. This can get a bit messy, that glue. Okay. So that's pretty solid now. That's not going anywhere. So once you've done that, we'll put that to one side. Now you're going to have to, we're going to build this centre section which holds the modules in position. So what you need to get is the R-back, and the R-back will be in with the insert, which is the insert that was in the base. So it'll be in the same packet. So it'll be marked as R-back, and your R-back will be marked like that. Have an R-back on it, have a blue dot, and on the other side it'll have C spaces for where we suggest you put the modules, and these 4 red lines, that's for the stiffener. So the first thing that we're going to do, basically this is made the same way as this is made. So you're going to, just get that out of your way, we need to build some sides onto this. Now the difference with this one is that you'll get the R sides, it'll be in a packet, there's the R side, it'll be marked as R side. Now this is actually one piece, so when you unfold it, you'll find that that's all one piece, and it's got cuts alternatively either side. There'll be a C on it, and obviously that C will line up with this C here. So that's where you'll start gluing. Now, with this one, what I suggest you do is that you use masking tape. Don't try and glue and stick and go. I found that's a bit difficult. So what we'll do is we'll put a bit of tape on the opposite side of the C. We'll then line that up with that one. Like that. So you can see there. Tape it down. And then what you'll do is you'll just go along and add a tape to each side. Now, this doesn't have to be as perfect as the front, because this isn't actually seen, it's inside the start. So again, sticking down, just go along and hope you can see that. So there, like that. So keep sticking with masking tape. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just roughly, because it's just holding the modules in position. Now once you've stuck all the sides down, then what you can do is you can, bit of tape there, hold that down. So you can see what I've done. I've basically built a smaller star which is going to fit inside here. So that star is going to fit inside there. The modules will be on the back and they will shine onto the face to give you that separate effect. So just a different effect. So once this is glued, and you can see it's not perfect, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Once you've done that, then what we're going to take is we're going to take the R ribs, which are similar to the F ribs inside here, and we're going to be using that to glue in. So I'll run the glue all the way around just to give it a little bit of extra strength. So you can see what I've done there. I've glued that in. I'm going to do all 5 of those, and I'm going to run the glue all the way along, even though these are shorter than the actual size of the R back. So we're going to put that in there like that, so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. There's those 3. Number 4. Four comes in here, like that. Just hold him in there for a second. And the 5th one is here. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. So you just have to give it a bit of a snap to open it up, in case it hasn't been done for you. Now, this is where you can actually add a little bit more glue if you like. You can actually go in there and just run a little bit of glue along the tops there just to hold them in position a little bit better. And I would also suggest where the join is, you know, where the folds come around to meet, that you run a little bit of glue in there too, maybe in the corner like that. Open it up maybe a bit just to get a bit of glue in there. Pull the tape a little bit tighter. That'll hold it together. Again, like I said, this isn't critical because it's going to be sitting inside, so once it's fixed to the back, which I'll show you in a minute, it'll be pretty solid. Now, you can wait till that dries and you can peel the tape off. It doesn't really matter because it's not seen. So after you've done that, you're going to get the back, which will come together with the face. So that'll be marked as the back. Obviously, this is the back that goes on the back of the star. Now, you'll see the blue dot and you'll see the shape. Obviously, that shape is where the rose sits on. So that's going to be glued onto there. Now, make sure that the blue dot lines up with that blue dot so that you don't twist them around. So blue dot on the back lines up with that. You're going to take this and you're going to... Now again, like I said, you can either leave the masking tape on or you can peel it off. If you feel you want to peel it off, that's fine. It's not seen, so it's not critical. For the sake of this one, I'll just leave it on. You can glue however you want. Okay, so then again, remember the blue dot with the blue dot. Stick them roughly in position. I mean, just approximately. It's not rocket science, but so once you've glued it on, you're happy with it. Again, if you want to, you can run a little bit of glue along the sides here, wherever, just to give it a bit of extra strength. That just gives it a little bit more strength. Now you can see what we've done here. We've made two pieces. We've got the front piece and we've got the back piece. When it sits inside, you're going to have modules in here. You're going to have pixels along the face, and you're going to get pixel effect and module effect. So because this is going all the way down, it'll keep the light away from the actual pixel exit holes. So there's your two pieces. Now, obviously, there's a little section in here, little red section. Now, that's not essential. You don't have to put this on. It'll be a little stiffener. It'll be marked as stiffener. Grab some glue, and you'll see one side's got the green mark for where the module goes. So he actually goes in between the red lines there. What that does is it just gives you a little bit of extra strength in case you want to put some. So you can see what I've done here. Just sticking it down there. If you want to punch some holes through there and cable tie it and hang it on a tree or something, you can do that. Just gives you a little bit of extra strength. There should be enough strength with the two thicknesses of material there, so it's almost 10 mil, so that's almost 15 mil. That's plenty. You can, and you can actually, if you want, you can actually screw that to a wall, and then you can assemble it later on. So that's the two parts that you've got to do, that you need for these. These two components. The only part that's missing is we need to put the F-ribs on. Sorry, get my terminology wrong. The anchors on the sides. And if you've seen our other video, you'll know how to do this, how to make this process work. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold. There's a red line, green line. So we're going to run glue in between the red lines. We're going to fold that over. Then that is going to give us a V. And then we're going to glue in between the green lines, and we're going to stick on the edges, and that's where the back, when fitted on, is going to be screwed into. So I'll just go through that process. And again, like I said, you've probably seen this already if you've looked at our other videos. Yeah, just straight down. I'm going to make all these. As one. Another spoolie stick in. So there'll be 5 of these. Red lines. Two. So you can see it's quite a quick process. It gives you, these anchors give you a point where you can fix the screws, so you can fix them anywhere along there, so you don't make a mistake. And it also stiffens up the edges. It also holds the edges together where the joins are. So because the joins meet, that's where the anchor goes, and it'll hold it together. Red line. Okay, Okay, there's the 5. So get those glued up first. You can see they hold together. So, like I said, if you've seen our other videos, you would have seen that you then now run a line of glue along the green. Stick them inside here, like that, making sure that it's flush. Don't panic if it sits higher. You can trim them off afterwards. There's one. Green line. Bit of glue. There's 2. You can see what that does. That actually gives you the strength in the joins where the star joins together, where the F sides join together. Let's get these done here so you can see what we've got. But get a bit messy. Now you might find some are a little longer. I forgot to mention that. Some might be just a touch longer. Check them first. A mistake, I should have checked it first, so we'll re-glue that. If it's a touch too long, trim it down so you can see what I've done there. My mistake, check them first, put them in, see if they fit nicely. If you're happy with it, glue them in. Number 4, you can see it goes off quite quickly and it gives the star quite a bit of strength. Check that last one. You can see that's a little bit long, so I'm going to trim that one off. Trim the edge of it off. I'll trim a little bit off this side too. Still a little bit long, okay. So, once you're happy with that, see I'm happy with that now, so put him on. Okay, so as you can see, your star there is pretty well built, very solid, very strong. That won't come apart. Now, if you want, you can run extra glue wherever you like. I mean, you'll probably work that out for yourself as to how much stronger, or if you want to run some silicone sealant in there to waterproof it, or whatever you feel like you need to do. But there basically are your 2 parts. Really, all you've got left to do now is to put your LEDs and modules in, and wire it however you feel is necessary. Now, blue dot, and if you can see in that blue dot in there, that's how they're going to fit. So there is your star. So you can see it's pretty well made, exactly the same as the 1A and the 1B, except that you've got that centre piece in there. So you're going to get your pixels and you're going to push them in. So it doesn't really matter where you start. You can start wherever you like. So just show you what I'm doing here. Now, you can actually push these in before you build the sides. I know some people have done that, but what I'm doing here. Now, I suggest, and I recommend it strongly with the ACM, that you apply some hot glue. You can see they're coming through there. I suggest that once these are pushed in all the way, I'll just go ahead and push this in. Once they're pushed in, that you put a little bit of glue either side of the pixel just to hold it in position. Because the material isn't as flexible as Corflute, once the pixels are in, then you'll find that it'll just hold them in a little bit better once you put a little bit of glue. So put a bit of glue either side. So run your pixels all the way around, push them all in. A bit of glue either side of the pixel will, you can see that they're just slightly popping out there. We don't make them too tight the material just doesn't allow that, so it doesn't have the flex in it. So put a little bit of glue either side of the pixel, and it'll stay in there absolutely no problem. Insofar as the modules are concerned, what you'll do is I guess you'll have double-sided tape or however it is that you're going to hold the modules in. Stick the modules in the positions roughly that are marked. So 1, 2, 3, this way, 4, 5, 6. Once you've got those together, all you've got to do is, well actually I'll do it, yeah. So once you've got the modules in and the pixels in, it's simply a case of running your cable in between, attaching those, or running separate cables, however you're going to configure and wire them. Once you've got that done, it's a case of, let me just check that out. So once you've got your pixels in, once you've got your modules in, you'll take your the back. You'll line up the two blue dots with the blue dot, sit them in, mark anywhere along here where your anchors are, 7 to 10 mil in. So let's say for instance we'll put one here, so we'll come in 7 to 10 mil, get your drill, lining it up, making sure you're happy with how it's lined up, drill down, screwdriver, screws provided. I'll just put 2 screws in just for the sake of it. I suggest that you use a hand screwdriver rather than a factory drill, so you know that they're going all the way around the edge, so you can stick them wherever you like. You can put extra screws if you like. So that's pretty much it. So once you've got all that done and you've got your thing wired, obviously you'll have a cable coming out, or 2 cables if you're going to wire them separately, and that's pretty much it. So pretty straightforward, a simple design, simple method of manufacture, keeps everything nice and tidy, nice and clean. If you want to fix these to a pole or something, if you want to stick them into the ground, you can cable tie a post and stick it into the ground, or you can hang them off a gutter, or however you feel you want to do it. Pretty straightforward. Cheers, mate.